Last time on the Duplex duo. We hustled in January to get the upstairs unit at Project Cedar here ready to go. After adding an upstairs laundry unit, adding interconnected smoke alarms, closing up the basement doorway, and finding our tenants, it was ready to go.
Now we're focusing on the basement apartment, where we're hoping to get it rented in a few months.
Where we live, adding a legal unit in the basement is one of the most common ways that homeowners house hack or set up a rental property investment.
Adding a second unit in your home is a great way to earn passive income, make use of space that you maybe would have underutilized anyway, and thirdly, create homes for people to live in your community.
In this video, we're going to show you what it will take to get this basement made into a legal apartment.
First up, a functioning kitchen. As you can imagine, there are specific requirements to be a legal kitchen. We can't just throw a hot plate down here, a little sink and a mini fridge and call it good. We have to meet certain requirements.
So, plumbing requirements for a legal apartment. We need to have hot and cold water, we need to have a 3-piece bathroom, we need to have a kitchen sink, and we need to have designated laundry.
Because this is an old laundry room, there already was water supply for a washing machine, as well as a laundry tub. So we really just have to configure this a little bit in order to provide water to a washing machine and our new sink that we're putting in.
For new builds, when you're adding 2 units, you normally need to have separate water access for each unit. Now, if it's an older build, in our case where we live, and you're adding new fixtures, you can sometimes get around this by just adding a shutoff at the fixture itself. For us, in this house, all of the plumbing already existed in this room for what was previously a laundry room. There was hot and cold water for a utility tub and another water outlet over here for the washing machine. So it's going to be really easy for us.
The plumbing for the kitchen sink will be required to have a horizontal line clean out after the trap and before it exits the cabinet to the wall. S-traps are not allowed. It has to be a horizontal vent, a P-trap, and then a horizontal vent.
In our unit, we're going to be putting the stove right here, and where we live, the requirement is that you have to have a range hood that vents the stove to the outside. So for us, we need to make sure that the range hood is located 24 inches at least above the cooktop. And then on either side of the cooktop, the upper cupboards can't be within 18 inches of the cooktop.
This week, we're getting started on the plumbing for the kitchen here, and that includes the water supply, the drainage, and the venting. Once we finish the plumbing here, we have to get it inspected by a city building inspector. Once they give the approval, we'll drywall it, and then once it's drywalled, then we can have the cabinets installed, which will happen in about a month. All right, deja vu. We're going to be adding a washer and dryer to the basement here as well. Every legal duplex is required to have laundry access, whether that's in-unit laundry or a shared laundry room.
At this house, we decided to put laundry in each unit, and downstairs, we're hoping to put it right here in the kitchen. The only trouble is we're really pressed for space, and a washer and dryer take up a lot of space. We're going to be definitely getting compact units. We might consider getting a 2-in-1, or we'll just put a compact washing machine right here under the counter in the kitchen and put a dryer in the utility room.
This week, we're planning to get the plumbing all set up for the washing machine.
A legal unit must have 2 ways of escaping in case of a fire. That could be a door, that could be an egress window, it could be a means of escape window. Egress windows and means of escape windows are a confusing thing. Look up what it means to you in your local municipality and what your permit requires, because it's going to vary. 2 commonalities between means of escape windows and egress windows: they have to be a certain size and they have to be a certain height off of the ground.
For an egress or means of escape window, you have to think about the size of the window well. It's going to be bigger than an average window well because it's designed so that a person can crawl up and get out of the house in case of a fire.
At our place, we're lucky. There's not only 1, but 2 doors. There are 5 or 6 above grade windows, 2 of which are large enough to be means of escape.
So where we're currently sitting is going to become a bedroom, which will require some framing and drywalling. So we'll think about that later. Alright, now we're in the utility room, and utility rooms also require the same fire separation as the rest of the unit. So we're either going to have to drywall the ceiling or add a sprinkler system, and right now we're leaning towards adding a sprinkler. We talked about sprinklers and utility rooms a little bit in our last video, so feel free to check it out. We'll link it below.
As you know from our upstairs journey, we need to have smoke alarms throughout the downstairs apartment. Each bedroom needs a smoke alarm as well as the living area that's near the kitchen.
These smoke alarms downstairs will be interconnected with the upstairs smoke alarms, so if any smoke alarm in the house goes off, they all go off.
This will be relatively easy to do because we've already got it ready to go. We just have to attach the alarms.
Is an important factor when converting a single-family home to a duplex.
Doors are required to either have a transparent glaze, a peephole, or a side light. Though this entryway isn't necessary for our unit, we want to make it feel really intentional and nice. It's not heated, but we're going to do full flooring, a wall, nice lighting, and make it feel really clean and tidy as the entryway into the unit. We'll be tackling this project later on. Each legal unit is required to have its own parking space. Our place already has 3 spaces, 2 for upstairs, 1 for down. We're likely going to expand the parking lot, take down some of these trees, unfortunately, in order to have more space for our current tenants and future tenants if we ever add an additional dwelling unit.
So those are the 7 things.
Stay tuned for more detail on each of these projects and tips and tricks that you can apply to your own duplexing adventures.